So if the client has physical pain or anxiety, I'll say, I'd like you to think about a time today, in the last day, when you felt even a little bit less anxiety, or when you felt the most like yourself, or the most like you would want yourself to feel or to be. So I invite you now to go back and forth between that image and whatever you're noticing in your body, and just shifting back and forth until something changes.
Okay.
Yeah. And take all the time you need. You said, can I tell you what I'm thinking? And your body went like this.
To be, I tend to hunch over a bit.
Right, so let's play with this. Okay, so really feel your shoulders. Feel your shoulders, let them rise a little bit, just a teeny bit, and let them drop a little bit. And that's right, and come forward a little bit here. And then hold it there for a moment. And then slowly coming back to neutral. And just sense how that feels. So let's feel this now as a sense of confidence. Really, what does that feel like? And enjoy it. Enjoy it, embrace it. Okay, so that's bringing the bottom up now with the top down. And usually people experience something like wholeness, presence, wholeness. And again, it doesn't matter where you start, because the body is always ready to tell its story. You know, there's a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. That's Rumi. So as we learn to attend to our inner experiences, they open up into ways that we could just probably not even imagine cognitively. Now that we're a bit more acquainted with our bodies after doing our grounding exercise and muscle boundaries, we can build upon that connection, begin to soften our pain, and restore a better overall connection with our body with the support of our breath. So take a few moments now to scan the overall sense of your body. How would you describe the sensations on the right side of your body compared to the left? Is there one side of your body that's significantly more comfortable than the other? Pause briefly and use the language of sensation we explored earlier to describe the felt sense of each side of your body. You may find sensations such as heavy, light, tight, relaxed, tingling, burning, loose, aching, hot and cold, among others, whatever they might be. So let's just start with the leg that feels the most comfortable, and imagining your breath coming in from the ground into that foot, and then up that leg into the center of your body, the center of your being, that part in the lower belly that is our center. And then from there, from the center, then just allowing the breath, imagining the breath going down the other leg, the leg that feels the least comfortable, allow it to go down through that leg, through the lower leg, into that foot, and into the ground. So you're in a way giving the pain into the ground, and the ground is big and enormous, can take and handle all of our pain. So let's try it one more time. So let's just say, in my case, my left side feels more comfortable. So I feel my feet on the ground, as we did in the grounding exercises, really feeling the feet contacting the ground. Then imagine the breath coming up from the ground into that foot, and then coming up into the lower leg and upper leg, and then into the center of your being, the center of your balance. And that's usually in the area of the lower abdomen. And then on the exhalation, imagining the breath going down into the side, to the leg that's the least comfortable, and allow it to come down, 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 through the leg, into the lower leg, into the foot, and then opening the foot into the ground and allowing the pain to move from the leg to the foot and into the ground. And remember, the ground is enormous, and the ground can take any pain that you have and can absorb that pain. So here, the next part of this exercise is to imagine that your breath is a magnet. And it's a magnet that can pick up the more comfortable sensations, and you can name them as you breathe, so that as you breathe in, up through the more comfortable side of your body, feel those sensations. Then as your breath picks up these positive sensations and shifts them over through your belly, and then down through the less comfortable side of your body, and then through your leg and into your foot and into the earth. Please, I invite you to note these observations in your journal so that you can come back to them at another time. Okay, so what if the exercise does not seem to be helping you shift in the direction of flow and ease? Then you might try breathing up the more uncomfortable side of your body this time, but only if the other one doesn't seem to work. So you can actually you can try them, either one, you can try both. So imagine breathing up the uncomfortable side from the ground into your foot, up the more uncomfortable side of your body, into your center, and then down into the more comfortable side of your body. What difference did that make? What is your felt sense now of your lower body? And if that doesn't seem to be helpful, then maybe go back to the first part where you're breathing in from the comfortable part, the most comfortable part of your body. Breathe in to the center, into your lower abdomen, and then breathe out into the body, the part of the side that feels less comfortable or feels more pain. So again, with a number of these exercises, try it one way, try it the other way, and then if both sides of your body feel equally comfortable or uncomfortable, you may want to try another variation of circle breathing. And that is to practice breathing up the midline of your body, imagining that your inhale starts at the base of your pelvis, rises up through your spine to your face, and then imagine that you can breathe out down through both sides of your body, through both your shoulders and arms and through the front of your body, down through your center, down into the legs and into your feet. So let's repeat this one more time. So you're breathing in through the floor of your pelvis from where your bottom is contacting the chair, where your sit bones are connecting to the chair. Breathe up into that pelvic floor area. Breathe up into your spine, up into your head, your neck, and then down through your face, down through your throat, down from your chest and into your center, and then out through the floor of your pelvis. Finally, and again, this is one more variation. And just be curious to see what you notice when you do do it this way. So if the pain area is along your spine, or you want more practice with this technique, imagine you can breathe in through the middle front of your body. Breathe in through the front of your body, up into your face, up to the top of your head, and then breathe out. Sense your breath moving down the back of your head, the back of your neck, through your mid-back and through your lower back, and out through your tailbone. And then finally imagining the breath cascading down both of your legs together as they connect into the ground. And just notice, try these different variations, and just notice how they're different. And particularly notice which ones are more helpful and which ones are less helpful or just don't really seem to really do anything for you. And that doesn't mean to never do them again. If for any reason this exercise was difficult for you, or you were unable to practice along, just know you can return to it at any time and for any length of time that feels comfortable enough for you. The way I discovered basically my epiphany in developing somatic experiencing was in 1969. I was asked to see a woman who had been referred from doctor to doctor to doctor, and eventually with a panoply of different symptoms. She had migraine, she had what we would call now fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, irritable bowel, interstitial cystitis, difficulty urinating, name it, she had it. Again, there weren't names for those at that time. And so she had, gone from specialist to specialist and had invasive procedures, and, So finally, she was referred to my friend, my colleague, the psychiatrist. And at that time, I think there was one, Milltown was the tranquilizer, and there was one tricyclic. And he tried those with her, and it made a little bit of difference, but the symptoms were still. And I was developing a mind-body, body-mind practice around that time. I was experimenting with different kinds of relaxation through the body, through body awareness and body movement and so forth. So he thought that maybe some of the relaxation, and she also had panic attacks, severe panic attacks, and agoraphobia. She was too frightened to even leave the house. And she came in with her husband, was, you could see tremendously uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable, and she was, of course, terrified. Her heartbeat was about 110, 10 beats a minute, just boom, 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 boom. So I got her to relax her neck. And her heart rate went down. And I was thinking, oh wow, that's terrific. I mean, right? Now I've got my career. Oh, no, really, because at that time otherwise I was going to be a research scientist. So the heart rate went down, and then it shot up and went even higher. It just went like. And what do you think the stupidest thing that anybody could say at a time like that? I mean, calm down. Just relax, Nancy, just relax. Okay. Ridiculously, coincidentally, her heart started going down. And okay, I have my career back again. But it went down and down and down to about 50 beats a minute. And she turned white. And she strangulated her voice, and she said, I'm dying, doctor, I'm dying, don't let me die. And at that, yeah, exactly. And as I tell the story also, I'm getting that funny feeling in my chest, a little constriction. I mean, that happened 69, but I don't get stuck with it. And at that moment, I had a vision, a waking vision, a waking dream of a tiger getting ready to leap. And I said, Nancy, there's a tiger. Run, escape. Run, climb those rocks and escape. And to both of our amazements, her legs started moving as though she were running. And she would have these waves of trembling and shaking. Spontaneous breaths, her hands would be turned icy cold and then warm. And this went on for 40 minutes. But these cycles, and they started to become softer and softer. And then at the end, she opened her eyes and she said, do you want to know what happened? So I'm thinking, of course I know what happened. This is my method here. And I said, yes. And she said, when you said there was a tiger, I imagined myself running. I could feel myself running. I could feel, it's important, and that's important with the child. He's running, but he's not feeling the running. I said, I could feel the running. I could feel my legs shaking and trembling. I could feel my breath. And when I was looking down from the rocks, I saw myself when I was 4 years old, and I had a tonsillectomy, and at that time they used ether. And they held me down. And of course, for decades, for 20 years, her body was primed and wanting to run, wanting to escape. And when she was able to do that completion, that was the last panic attack that she had. And we did a few more sessions afterwards, and most of her symptoms, if they didn't resolve, they tremendously abated, and I would imagine would continue. So, now again, I use that example actually in a couple of my books. And in my first book, Waking the Tiger, I was like a little bit like I thinking, I think I made a mistake, because everybody's going to think they do this therapy and then in one session all these symptoms go away. It does happen, but again, most of the people that you see, it's much more of a complex thing. They've had, different degrees of neglect. The people that were supposed to love them and protect them often were the people who hurt them and violated them. So it has a tremendous amount of confusion built in. But still, the same, in my experience, and I think most of my students, is that these same somatic methods work, but you have to do it in a different context, at a different pace, and in a different way.